SoftClouds is a CRM and CX solutions provider based in San Diego, California. With expertise in CRM, hybrid cloud, and IoT, we deliver world-class solutions that deepen customer relationships and improve corporate profitability, receiving excellent reviews from our clients. Blending Oracle products such as Oracle Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Oracle CPQ Cloud, Oracle Knowledge Management, Siebel, and emerging technologies with specialist expertise, we deliver users friendly products and solutions that yield measurable results and effective value. The webinar will help sales professionals using Oracle Sales Cloud with useful tips to work smarter, sell better, and win more deals.
Hi everybody, this is Steve Davis again. I wanted to thank you all for taking the time to take some time to look at the Oracle Sales Cloud and our webinar we've got planned today. Just a quick couple of things. First, a quick bio on me. Got over 15 years of successful sales experience in the CRM space. Also, I've worked in what they refer to as a VAR, V-A-R, value-added reseller in technology primarily for hardware, software, and professional services. And I can say without any reservation whatsoever that tools like the Oracle Sales Cloud are excellent to have. And the reason that's important is the way people buy today has changed. We're calling it Buy 2.0. The bottom line is that with the access of internet capabilities and other methods of gathering information, there's a lot of information that the prospect will be getting prior to even having any conversation with you as a salesperson. In what we call Sales 2.0, it really equals adapt and evolve. The bottom line is it's a modern tool, Oracle Sales Cloud, to help you become a more effective, better prepared, smarter salesperson to work smarter and win bigger deals. That's the bottom line. To illustrate my point, in a recent benchmark index, 57% of buyers are through the buying cycle before they interact with salespeople. Take a second and think about that. Over half of your prospects have already at least expressed interest or have done some research on the web or perhaps even talked with current users to find out their thoughts on how the product or service might be applicable for their business. That being said, your job as a salesperson, sales manager, or a VP of sales is to take that ball, I'll use a football reference, take that ball from the red zone to the goal line. That's your job. You've got to do that through whatever method you can. And this tool, Oracle Sales Cloud, will help you get there. The whole webinar is really designed as the ability to help you work smarter, sell better, and win more deals. Our agenda had to do with the new era, all of those components, an introduction to Oracle Sales Cloud, some of the features, and we've got a bonus for you. The title of the webinar is 6 Useful Tips to Boost Sales with Oracle Sales Cloud. Well, after we got into it, we found that there's much more there, and it really comes out of the Sales Book 101, where, as a salesperson, under-promise and over-deliver. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We want to make sure that you have enough details and some good tips to make you more effective. So our first slide has to do with what we refer to as the Oracle CX. CX stands for Customer Experience. Customer experience is more of a journey than a particular application, because as a customer, you're going to reach out via web, chat, email, mobile device perhaps, and social media to find out more about that particular product or service. The Oracle Sales Cloud and Oracle CX Journey, or Customer Experience Journey, covers all areas across all channels with regard to sales, service, marketing, and commerce. And as you can see, this particular slide really gives you a good, clear idea of the many touch points that are involved in the journey we call customer experience. The bottom line is that if done right, and this is a key element, if done right, these particular touch points can be basis for a lifetime customer versus a quick one-time customer. And customers that we work with, our clients, like the idea of being able to have not only a lifetime customer, but the idea of making sure that they have all the information they need to cover all aspects of their operation. Therefore, these touch points are critical. Marketing, commerce, sales, and service. Critical for any kind of operation to anticipate annual growth and grow within their particular area. The three pillars of the Oracle Sales Cloud are, in fact, rep can sell more, managers know more, and the VP, based on the information provided by the managers, can really anticipate the growth and therefore provide better service, better delivery, better installation, etc., whatever the product or service might be. Therefore, these three pillars are key to any kind of operation any kind of growth operation that might be out there. Again, our audience will cover a lot of different areas, covering products in all verticals and services in all verticals. So we're trying to kind of give you a feel for whatever your particular vertical might be or your particular product or service. These Sales Cloud components will be very effective to help you improve. The key to this whole process is more selling time and less busy work. We'll go into that a little bit later. Again, we're trying to give you an overview of Sales Cloud before we get into the tips, so be patient, please. First one is the Outlook. There's a great and a tight integration with the Outlook component of how it works with Oracle Sales Cloud. That being said, now you can do everything that you've done on your desktop via laptop, via smartphone, via tablet, whatever it might be. So the idea there is that it's a nice tight integration that can really give you an overview in a quick fashion using any device. Under territory management, these again are dashboards that we've designed, or Oracle has designed, to give you details at a quick fashion. We'll get more into that as well. The quota and compensation component is really kind of a tracking device, simply to build and to know where you are so you can determine how big that commission check is going to be done once you're done with all of that activity. Hitting your quotas, hitting your annual marks and numbers that you have to hit, those are key elements, of course, and every salesman out there that I know is pretty excited when they know that they're going to get close to or have completed that quota. With regard to sales prediction, that's a huge one as well. We'll talk more about that in more detail, but the bottom line is that it's all about picking the right battles. Because as you all know, whether you've got product A or product B, there's probably some similarities within those products. So as a salesperson, you've got to bring out reasons why they want to buy your product over the competition. With regard to sales prediction, it is a clear indication of when and how to pick your battles. It gets down to a matter of priorities. The other four components of the Sales Cloud that are important to understand, and again, we will talk more about the entire process, are the forecasting analytics. That's a huge one. Customer Master makes it very simple. Leads and opportunities, we'll talk a little bit about that, and the partner relationship. Now, not all of these will fit all products and all services, but let me take a second with regard to the analytics side. This is a huge, huge component, and keep in mind, it's built into Oracle Sales Cloud. Gives you a 360 view of your territory. Basically, it's a device not only to keep everybody in the same alignment from top management down to the sales rep, but more importantly for the sales rep to be able to know kind of where they are, what's going on, and what's happening in that particular customer. we'll get into more details about it, but the bottom line is that it's an excellent tool. Customer Manager, that's really good, but from the standpoint of if there's any territory changes, for example, a lot of times if the company has a variety of different sales people via either vertical or geographical, sometimes one rep might be selling to a group for a year and then turn around the next year have a different rep involved. Well, the Customer Master validates the fact that it's in the correct territory. It also eliminates the duplication process. So as a new guy coming in, you're thinking, okay, I'll just put this in the system. Well, very quickly you'll find that through Customer Master, it will validate if in fact it's a new business account or not. And again, save you time, more selling time, less busy work. As far as the leads and all that goes, same kind of deal. Conversion of the leads, the accounts, the opportunities is all pretty easy. Just a couple of clicks here, pull down menu, boom, boom, and you're done. It's a very, very good tool and very easy to operate as well. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy. Bottom line is that it is. I mean, you get to a point where you got your cell phone, or if you got your laptop or your tablet or on your desktop, boom, 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 you're done. And you can get out of the process, submit it to your managers, and be having more fun and excitement selling time as opposed to doing busy work. As far as the partner relationship goes, that goes a little bit out of the normal product and service component, but many places you need partners to help you get through part A to part B, etc. With regard to that partner collaboration, we're talking about lead sharing and deal registration. Basically, it tells that partner that you've got this deal working and you may need help, and this is how much it might be, this is how much it might, when it might come in, and when the forecasted sale or close of that sale will actually happen. So it's a really neat little tool, and again, they're all built in. This slide is really kind of a nuts and bolts kind of version of key areas of focus with regard to Oracle Sales Cloud. And the first two, in my opinion, are by far and away the most important. I mean, they're all good, and they're all built in, and that makes it good. But mobility, having the ability to do your work anytime, anywhere, with any device, you've all heard that one before, makes it very, very powerful. That bottom line is that with regard to mobility, you can do just about anything. If you're waiting in a doctor's office, or if you've got some time on your hand, you pull out your smartphone, you say, yeah, oh, I got to get this taken care of, or I've had this email I received, or this information from social that I need to react on, need to make it all happen. So the bottom line is that mobility is huge, huge, huge. And in the old days, obviously there weren't as many smartphones around, but it was also much more along the lines of, well, boy, I guess I got a computer, and I guess I'll put it on an Excel spreadsheet, and I guess I'll hope for the best. Whereas with mobility, again, using your smartphone, you've got everything in your palm of your hand. It's huge. The other issue is the usability, and this just goes hand in hand with smartphones. Everybody. Matter of fact, I read recently that most people, not only in sales, but most people in general, have not one, but two and maybe three different devices that they use on a daily basis to keep track of things and to be informed and to utilize all that is out there. That being said, it's a no-brainer. There is no training involved. It's usable. Everybody's using it. And many times people are using a number of different devices to add to their powerful process of taking care of sales. The other components are certainly important. Extendability certainly means that you can take anything you've done on a laptop or a desktop and put it in your hand. So you've got all the resources that you could normally do with a laptop and a desktop in your hand. Again, back to mobility, but it is extendable as well. The next one is analytics. And again, from a veteran salesperson, from the old days to the new days, the new era, these are huge. Analytics will give you the competitive edge that you really are looking for, and that your competitors wish they had. The bottom line is that the analytics will cover more direct information about a particular customer. It'll include perhaps a revenue potential. It'll give you details about buying budget cycles, the cycles in which they make their sales decisions. So based on that information, you can prioritize exactly who you're going to go after, when you're going to go after them, and with the best time that you might win the battle, if you will, getting in front of those folks and taking that ball and going all the way to the end zone. So there's a lot of red zone components, but we'll talk a little bit more about those as well. But bottom line is that that's really where analytics is really going to pay off for you. Functionality, again, it has to do with having information about your customer in a database that you can just, boom, bring out your hand, punch in a couple of components, and you're there. The fact that everything is all integrated with social media as well is huge. As you know, social selling actually has its own little component. They call it social CRM. Bottom line is that that particular component of selling is now a much more stronger component than it ever was in the past. That being said, you need to be aware of how to go about sending out information via tweet, via Facebook, via Instagram, etc. All of those components. But again, the key is that Oracle Sales Cloud has built-in components to allow you to access those social components, which means you don't have to download a lot of things. You don't have to, become a techie. All you got to do is sell. And now you've got all that information in your palm of your hand, and you can just sell like a king. It's really cool. The last component is the Cloud CX portfolio. That basically means that one platform can be purchased and utilized within your organization to incorporate all the different cloud applications. This covers those components that we talked about earlier: marketing, sales, service, etc. So it's all integrated. It's really cool. Now, we promised you 8 tips. I'm going to walk through those 8 tips and try to be as clear as I can. I will indicate which tip we're on and try to give you as much personal information as I can to make it more effective, as opposed to simply reading from the PowerPoint or the information. Try to give you some insight as to why these are really good and effective for salespeople. So tip number 1 is the monitor sales productivity component. Again, it may sound like a crazy kind of a thing, but the bottom line is it's a nifty, really nifty dashboard that provides a 360 view of a customer. And we like dashboards because it's like instant gratification. Say, okay, boom, here we are. We're at the dashboard. What's going on? How do we do all this kind of stuff? But from a monitoring point of view, it's a kind of a tracking device. The idea being that you know then where you are, where you've got to go, and how long is it going to take to get there. And I'm talking primarily about hitting the numbers that we're all under pressure to do. That being said, this little dashboard can be a very, very effective tool. Number 9 has to do with the sales process and what we're referring to as coaching. Everybody needs a coach. I don't know if you're a pro golfer, a pro football player, a baseball player, they all need a coach. And it could be a batting coach for baseball. It could be a stroke coach for golfing. The bottom line is everybody needs a coach. And it's like another set of eyes, another view, if you will, that they want to help you with. And as a sales guy myself, the bottom line is that I used to think, oh boy, my manager's over my back, I did something wrong, whatever it might be. This is a sales coach that is a step-by-step process. And whether you're a rookie sales guy or a seasoned veteran, sorry to say that, like myself, but I always like to get input, and I try to embrace it with the idea being that, well, this guy's been around the block maybe longer than I have and knows tricks and trades, how to go about doing a little easier and a little better. The bottom line is that we're both on the same team. We're trying to get and hit our numbers and make the sales. So Don't shy away from the sales coach. Embrace it and try to work with it. And it's real easy to work with. It's really kind of a pull-down menu kind of a thing, and it gives you all the details you need based on your forecast, based on your customer database. So you don't have to reinvent things. All you've got to do is walk through each step. So there's certain components that equal a lead, certain components that equal an opportunity, and so on and so forth. The idea is that it's got to be easy for everybody to use it, and it's got to be powerful, because then we can know better what's going on in that particular opportunity. And it's all there in the Oracle Sales Cloud. Number 3 is one of my favorites, and it has primarily to do with the time-consuming process of preparation for presentations. And from my point of view, I used to have to scramble for particular charts, particular fonts and graphs and dialogue and text, etc., and all that kind of stuff. And it would take me a ton of time. The bottom line is that I was customizing a PowerPoint presentation for a customer that most likely had been either talked to in the past or a very similar type customer that all I had to do was maybe make some simple changes. But we're taking that component, that idea of having the presentations, put them in the library. And it's a collaboration tool, so you'll have access to the library. You don't need a library card, no problem there. All you need is access to the component, and as a licensed user, you'll have that. The bottom line is that instead of having to scramble for all the different components that make a presentation pretty and nice and neat, I would strongly recommend you contacting your marketing department and say, okay, this is what I want to say. Have them put it together for you. Not to put a lot of work on marketing, but they have all the tools to make it really nice and clean, and really nice and straightforward. And they have all the graphics that they can make it really nice to view as. So the bottom line is that work in conjunction with your marketing department to take advantage of the Lightbox. Lightbox is huge, and again, a great time saver. Tip number 4 basically has to do primarily with what you'll see at the end. What that means, in essence, is as a sales guy to a salesperson, if I know what I'm going to get after all my hard work in the form of a commission, details on how well I did or didn't do, that kind of thing, I'd like to have something to maybe keep me on track. And so that's what this dashboard is all about. It really improves the whole sales process and lets you know where you are in a performance point of view with regard to what your managers and your other executive team may have set aside for you. Now, if you're exceeding it, obviously they're going to leave you alone and you can continue to do what you do. But in most cases, they'll have this kind of a tool to help you, and I emphasize the word help. Because again, I don't want to get too personal, but the bottom line is that I used to feel like my manager was on my back, micromanaging and everything like that. And quite frankly, I worked better independently than I would if I had somebody on my back. So something like this would have been extremely beneficial for me as a salesman as I was getting better at what I do. Now, I would utilize this in a heartbeat to keep me on track. And again, it's a great tool. Number 5 is we call knowledge of key trends. The bottom line is that it's a really, I don't mean to overemphasize, but it's an excellent tool to really help you prioritize and again, pick your battles. Again, if you collaborate with your marketing department, many times they can provide you with customer insight, press releases about that particular company that might be applicable for your sales activities. They can also look at the annual reports and get things like the annual revenue for that particular company, and perhaps even the percentage of growth. That will give you an indication that the company's in the right direction for growth and perhaps could accommodate the product or service that you might be selling. The white spacing, as we like to refer to it as, is simply a matter of getting marketing to assist you to give you a better edge at going after the sale. And it's a huge thing, and I think the best thing that I could probably even say would be knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more power you're going to have and your ability to close the sale that the competition, again, wish they had. Again, it's a great, great tool. It's part of the built-in aspect of Oracle Sales Cloud and something that you will find to be very advantageous in your sales activities. Number 6 is the equal territories and easier management component. And it's really more of a tool used more by sales managers in the VP sales team, but it can also be used to kind of know where you're at from the standpoint of territories. Quick example, I ran a sales team, had 16 different people, and by and large, we tried to make the territories and the geography realistic for them to cover, but also to make it equal in every way possible. So part of my job was to gather all the information about new business, forecasting when things were going to happen and how things would go, and how much the executive team could help to maybe expedite that whole sales process. The other part of my job, and by the way, we spent most of every Friday morning going over all of these particular 16 individuals and what was going to close and what wasn't going to close, etc., and that kind of thing. But the other part of my job was to try to calm down and make sure that my troops were very happy. I found over the course of years that happy troops are productive troops. Same thing could be said, of course, for happy salespeople are productive salespeople. So this particular slide has to do with making sure that each territory has its own level of equal balance. That being said, you're never going to please everybody all the time, but this slide will give you a better feel for how to do it, and at a glance, you'll know exactly what's going on in those territories as well. So it's really an excellent tool, and again, it's one of our tips. Number 7, Builtin Engine to manage teams quota. That again is a tool to kind of get a feel for what's going on. And you'll notice that the dashboard here looks like a speedometer or maybe a gas tank. The bottom line on this is that that gas tank really tells you if you've got everything going in the right direction and full, or you're running on the fumes and you need help. Bottom line, this particular gas tank or dashboard is an excellent tool to keep you aware of what you're doing in reference to the quota that you've been given. That being said, a quick glance can really tell a manager or a VP what might be going on in a region. Maybe the manager is crazy, he's not doing his job, so those numbers are going to be down, so we maybe replace that manager. On an individual basis, the sales rep can tell exactly how he or she is doing with reference to the quota that they've been given. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it's a really cool, very nice, easy way to see where you are and perhaps see if you need help, that kind of thing. So it's an excellent tool. Number 8 is the Builtin Engine. You should probably see a trend here. There's a lot of built-in engines, and that's part of the power of the Oracle Sales Cloud. And this is kind of like a coaching on steroids, if you will. It's ongoing, and it's really developed or designed to, again, let individual reps, managers, and the entire nation, for that matter, or whatever sales territory might be involved, to really kind of know what's going on. And in the past, like I said, we used to have to spend a great deal of time filling out an Excel spreadsheet with the account, with the title of the particular contact, with the dollar amount that they anticipate purchasing, when the purchase might be made, and all of those things. With this dashboard, because it draws that information from the overall database, at a glance you can exactly see what's going on with regard to open pipelines or committed deals or team performance, whatever it might be. These are all built in, and they can be customized specific to your organization needs. So we will talk a little bit more about that in the future here, but the bottom line is that all of these components that are built in, it's like an engine revving. It's going, and it's going, and it's going. And then the customization means, okay, we're going to go from here to there in 60 seconds. Well, the customization would come from an outside source to make that happen, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So those are the 8 components that we researched and provided for you. It's a high-level look at certain components about Oracle Sales Cloud that we think can make you more effective. But again, the key is mobility and usage. Those 2 components I think are huge. And the fact that you already know how to use a smartphone, cell phone, to just jam-pack that thing with as much detail as you can. So whether you're out at a conference and you're on a convention floor and somebody comes up to you and says, well, what about this? Or the guy comes from the company that you're trying to research. You see him coming down the aisleway. You want to know where he's at. Is he a pro your product or service? Is he really been having a bad taste in his mouth about your product or service? Or is he a prospect that really, really needs and can afford your product? So that's the power of the cell phone, the smartphone, if you will. And you pack that puppy with as much as you can, and you'll have all the neat details that you will ever need to make you work a little smarter, a little better prepared, and win more deals. I'd like to take a second or two to talk a little bit about SoftClouds, because we're the sponsor of this particular webinar. But you need to know that we're also the glue between the 2 components. Those components would be company ABC, for example, buys a product from Oracle. So now you've got 2 components, 2 areas that may or may not be able to talk to each other. As a system integrator, SoftClouds can work with all the cloud applications and make them talk very well. So as you can see, we have a lot of different things going on, and we have areas of expertise in almost every Oracle Cloud application there is, from knowledge base to Internet of Things. We have some very nice and very reputable accounts that we've done business with. We also have done some things in the SMB market as well. And with that, I believe we are done. Thank you for all of your time. I hope that you found this of importance and value, and have a great day. If you need to contact us, please reach out to marketing@softclouds.com. Thanks and have a great day. Talk to you soon.
We hope that you enjoyed the webinar. If you have any questions or would like to know more about our experience with CRM and CX applications, reach us at info@softclouds.com.